You probably think you're pretty smart tracking me down here, but I can tell you right now that you're a fool. No one with a lick of sense would ever jump those boundaries, especially after hearing all the stories and conspiracy theories about what occurred on the other side over there. You want to know the truth about what really happened? Fine. I'm only going to tell you this once, so keep your mind open, mouth shut, and any recording device on you fully charged and running. Ready? Now, to understand, we need to start off with how it all began.
You dick!
Maybe you'll finally learn how to hold the ball now, E.
Hey, careful with my recording equipment, guys. They're on loan from my parents.
The equipment's on loan, this minivan's on loan. You own anything, B-boy?
Enough, Joel.
Oh, come on, I'm just joking around.
What do you see in the sky to give him the third or fourth try?
Sorry, Tam. I know we share a lot of things, but my reasons for me and Joel are completely between me and Joel.
Damn right, babe.
Seriously, Bruce. Thank you for driving us tonight.
Hey, Enrique. You remember to pack everything on your end, right? Don't want to repeat what happened when we tried something like this back in junior high.
What happened back in junior year?
Nothing. Nothing worth mentioning after all this time, right?
Oh, yeah. Just some stuff that was left behind. Making the party not as good as we originally imagined.
And to answer your question, yes, I remembered everything this time, but you're wrong about one thing. What we're doing tonight isn't going to be like anything like Junior. In fact, I bet what we're doing won't be like anything anyone in Unity has ever done before.
Christopher Merchant was born into a wealthy family in England. He had what his family described as worrisome behaviors, which became harder to cover up over time. Eventually, he left with a cousin to settle the Americas before the authorities could question him about a fatal hunting accident involving one of his uncles. The stretch of land they held interest in had no outstanding significance except to the indigenous tribe whose home it was at the time. Knowing of the already uneasy ties between other colonists and indigenous folk around the region, Christopher's cousin wanted to establish a trading relationship to ease any possible animosities. He and Christopher left to visit the tribe to make a deal. Only Christopher came back later, survivor of supposed ambush he blamed on the natives. Leading the settlers on a surprise attack on the tribe's village, all of its inhabitants, men, women, and children alike, were mercilessly butchered. It was described as a heroic action against an act of grave cowardice, and Christopher was made the new settlement's leader, given an honorable recognition as Unity founder.
That gate looks rusty shite. Yeah. Bet those 3 guys alone can't open it.
Well, everyone else is outside. I have a question. I know we invited Hannah and her meathead boyfriend to make this feel more like a party, and not just a way to get Ava and Enrique together. But why Bruce?
I think it was more to use his minivan than anything else.
That's screwed up, Trey.
It was Joe's idea. Besides, Joe told me Bruce practically threw himself at the chance to volunteer when he found out where we was going.
Of course he would if Joel promised him girls. Guy seems nice and all, but everyone else is all paired up for tonight. He's inevitably going to be the fifth wheel.
It likely helped, but the promise of party girls wasn't what got him to agree. Probably why he brought equipment like the cameras.
What was it then?
Merchant married his late cousin's wife, Esther. She was well liked even as the rest of the colonists' attitudes towards Christopher soured over time. Esther would routinely visit the shops and marketplace with a slave, usually browsing or talking to the locals. She was described as friendly, but it was always noted how she tended to carry an air of sadness and often more oddly thick applications of makeup. One day she stopped coming to the town, and whenever Christopher attended church, he would always come up with some excuse for his wife's absence. To check on her welfare one morning, a shop owner with his apprentice paid a visit to the merchant estate to personally deliver an item she ordered prior. They were greeted by a house slave, who escorted the two to the manor's study. When the door was opened, the smell of smoke and charred flesh hit everyone, followed by the grisly sight of Christopher Merchant's burned corpse stuffed inside the simmering fireplace. Despite the scene, Esther was nowhere to be found.
There it is! Let's make our senior year one for the books, everybody.
Yeah!